You're not going to believe what just happened backstage at WWE. Moments after the cameras stopped rolling, chaos erupted when Bron Breakker, one of WWE's most explosive young superstars, reportedly attacked none other than Paul Heyman, the legendary, wise man, himself. Yes, you heard that right. The same Paul Heyman who has managed some of the biggest names in wrestling history, from Brock Lesnar to Roman Reigns to, more recently, Seth Rollins, was assaulted in a shocking backstage confrontation that's left the entire WWE universe stunned. This wasn't a storyline segment, this wasn't scripted TV, this was real backstage mayhem. Eyewitnesses say Bron Breakker completely lost control, snapping in a moment of pure rage and confronting Heyman like a man possessed. What led to this explosive outburst? Why would Bron, one of WWE's fastest rising stars, risk his entire career by attacking the man many call the most powerful advocate in the business? Let's dive deep into this shocking confrontation, and trust me, once you hear what sparked this, you'll understand why this might be the most dangerous turning point in Bron Breakker's entire WWE career. It all started earlier in the night on Monday Night Raw, when tension backstage between Seth Rollins' new alliance, led by Paul Heyman, and several rising stars reached a breaking point. Bron Breakker had been vocal for weeks about being overlooked, claiming that Heyman was using his influence to hold him back, favoring Rollins and his inner circle instead. Bron believed that despite his dominance, his incredible athleticism, and his clear connection with fans, management wasn't giving him the spotlight he deserved. Every time a title opportunity slipped away, every time he was left out of a main event picture, Bron's frustration grew. And then, tonight, it boiled over. Backstage sources confirmed that Paul Heyman had been seen talking to WWE officials earlier in the day, allegedly discussing talent that needs to be reined in. Those exact words were reportedly overheard by a few crew members, and they were immediately connected to Bron Breakker, who has been labeled as volatile and unpredictable by management in recent weeks. So when Bron heard that Heyman might be behind the whispers, that he might be the one trying to bury his career, he went looking for answers. But instead of a conversation, it turned into chaos. According to multiple eyewitnesses, Bron Breakker stormed through the backstage corridors, his expression cold, his jaw locked, muttering to himself in fury. Production assistants scattered as he pushed through, demanding to know where Paul Heyman was. One staffer tried to calm him down, but Bron's temper was on another level, the kind of fury you only see when a man feels betrayed. He eventually found Heyman near the locker room area, surrounded by security and talking quietly with a producer. Heyman, as always, was calm, composed, and almost smug, completely unaware that the next few seconds would erupt into total mayhem. Bron charged toward him. Eyewitnesses say the sound of Bron's voice echoed through the hallway. "You think you can play games with my career, Paul?" Heyman turned, trying to speak, but before he could get a single word out, Bron shoved one of the security guards aside and grabbed Heyman by the collar of his suit. People nearby froze. The production team screamed for help. Cameras weren't rolling, but several phones immediately came out, and word spread across the arena like wildfire. Bron Breakker was assaulting Paul Heyman backstage. Heyman, panicked but still trying to stay composed, reportedly said, "Bron, you're making a mistake." But that only made things worse. Bron slammed him against a storage case, yelling, "You've been holding me down. You think I don't know what you've been saying?" Security rushed in, trying to separate them, but Bron's raw power made it nearly impossible. He shoved two guards aside with ease, his eyes locked on Heyman. Witnesses said it was like watching an animal unleashed, the intensity, the fury, the sheer strength radiating off of him. It took 6 men to finally pull Bron Breakker back, and even then, he broke free for one final moment, landing a massive forearm strike that sent Heyman crashing to the ground. By the time Triple H and other officials arrived, Heyman was down, clutching his jaw, clearly shaken. Trainers rushed in, checking on him as security held Bron back. The entire hallway was chaos, shouting, commotion, and disbelief. One eyewitness described it perfectly. Greater than, you could feel the energy shift. It wasn't like a scripted segment. Everyone knew this was real. Bron was furious, and Heyman was terrified. Bron reportedly shouted, "I'm done being disrespected. I'm not your pawn, Paul. You can't control me. Triple H, visibly furious, confronted him, demanding he stand down immediately. But Bron wasn't calming down. He tried to break through security again, still shouting at Heyman, who was quickly escorted away under heavy protection. As Heyman was led to the medical area, one of the producers caught sight of his face, bruised, shaken, and with a visible cut near his temple. The attack had done real damage. Backstage staff scrambled to control the situation, fearing the incident might spiral even further. Cameras were ordered off, phones confiscated, and WWE's internal security reportedly began reviewing footage from hallway cameras. Within minutes, news of the confrontation started spreading through social media, fans, reporters, and insiders all speculating about what happened. The words, Bron Breakker, and Paul Heyman, began trending immediately. But here's where things get even more shocking. Sources close to WWE claim that this tension had been building for weeks. Ever since Seth Rollins aligned himself with Paul Heyman in what many called the new era of manipulation, several superstars backstage felt uneasy. Heyman has a reputation. He's a genius strategist, but he's also ruthless, manipulative, and incredibly protective of the people he manages. And apparently, Bron Breakker wasn't one of them. Despite being touted as the future of WWE, Bron was being quietly pushed down the card. Shorter matches, fewer promos, and less TV time. Many believed it was because Heyman didn't see him as controllable. Bron is loud, brash, and doesn't fit into anyone's system but his own. Word got around that Heyman called him undisciplined. Those comments, true or not, reached Bron's ears. And that's when everything started to unravel. One insider put it bluntly. Heyman is used to controlling people like chess pieces. But Bron isn't a chess piece, he's a wrecking ball. And tonight, that wrecking ball finally exploded. As for Heyman, the attack reportedly left him shaken and furious. After being examined by WWE's medical team, he was said to be demanding consequences, major consequences. In fact, an insider claims Heyman told officials, if Bron Breakker isn't suspended indefinitely, then I walk. You cannot allow talent to assault executives and get away with it. Those are strong words from one of WWE's most influential figures, a man whose relationships with Triple H and the company's upper management run deep. But there's a twist. Despite Heyman's anger, some backstage sources say Triple H is hesitant to suspend Bron outright. Why? Because Bron Breakker is one of WWE's biggest breakout stars, and losing him, especially right before a major pay-per-view, could be a disaster for ratings. That leaves WWE in an impossible situation: punish a star to protect corporate image, or protect the star to keep fans engaged. It's a situation that has divided the locker room. Many wrestlers are reportedly siding with Bron, saying that Heyman's manipulation has gone too far. They believe Bron simply snapped after months of being undermined. Others, however, think Bron crossed a line that can't be ignored, that no matter what Heyman said or did, physical violence backstage is unacceptable. A veteran WWE superstar reportedly said off the record, Bron's got every right to be frustrated, but you don't put your hands on Paul Heyman. That's career suicide. Still, some believe this may